Hi, it's so good to see you after a while. Could you, maybe just for anybody watching, could you tell us your name and then a little bit of background and maybe what you're doing right now?
Yeah, I'm super happy to be here, Jennifer. It's been a while indeed. So my name is Arun Gupta. I am the VP of Developer Experience at JetBrains. Super happy to be here.
And JetBrains makes IntelliJ IDEA, right?
Well, JetBrains is a company that believes in developer productivity. That's our North Star. So we do developer tooling, and that developer tooling goes across a wide range. So IntelliJ IDEA is indeed our crown jewel, but we also have PyCharm for the Python developers. .NET has a tool. Similarly, web developer has a tool.
Okay.
So we have all of these different IDEs across a range of ecosystems, as we say. And then we have, of course, team tools like Kodana for code coverage or TeamCity for CI/CD.
Ah,
So we
okay.
have a full range of tools that we offer that developers can use potentially that is helpful for them for their entire SDLC.
Right. Okay. So I guess that's IntelliJ IDEA is always what everybody thinks of, right? Which I guess a lot of developers are using, but there's actually a whole suite of other tools that are available as well. Which I've heard of some of these things, but really have maybe never had the chance to, touch hands on some of that stuff. Could you tell us a little bit more about what you're working on right now and kind of where you might see things going?
Yeah, so I am the VP of Developer Experience at JetBrains, and as part of that, I work in the IDE department.
Okay.
And IDE department is where all the IDEs sit essentially.
Oh, wow.
So all of the JetBrains IDEs like IntelliJ, PyCharm, WebStorm, Rider, RubyMine, PHPStorm, all of these IDEs sit over there. Engineering, product, marketing. I lead the marketing for all of those IDEs.
Oh, wow.
So as part of that, I've got different functions like product marketing, developer advocacy, community marketing, JetBrains Academy, and enterprise growth.
Oh, wow.
So across the company, we work with central marketing team because they coordinate functions across. They provide us services. Then we work with sales team for growing the business.
Okay.
Then we work primarily with all the ecosystems. So Java, Python, Ruby, PHP, all of that,
Sure.
.NET, and make sure that we are aligned with their objectives. So we are offering a service to the head of the ecosystem in terms of serving their objectives.
Okay, great. So really targeting individual communities within this very broad space and trying to serve their needs to the best ability possible.
Yeah, and events like this. So for example, JFocus, this is a typical Java developer conference.
Yeah.
So how do we make sure IntelliJ IDEA is the one? I mean, we saw that in the morning in the keynote, for example.
Right.
80% of the developers are using IntelliJ here.
Yeah.
So how do we make sure we stay relevant in the conversations? How do we make sure that we are showing up where our customers want us to show up? And how do we engage in the right conversations? How do we create that two-way bridge, from what we are building the product, we are showing that in the right mindset. And then more importantly, when customers are giving us feedback, which I've heard a lot of today, how do we take it back to our product? So that two-way flywheel, how do we build that is a critical part of it.
Right. And that's always the challenging piece, right? Is, you push something out, you're like, is it actually good? Is it serving what it's meant to do? And then feeding that back in is like, oh, we need to make this adjustment, or this is working really well, or what have you. So
that is correct.
Yeah, awesome. What are some ways that you're seeing the IDE space or IntelliJ specifically change in the current AI landscape that we're dealing with today?
Yeah, massively, actually. AI is disrupting each and every field. The rise of coding agents has becoming a lot more prominent.
Right.
For JetBrains, the North Star has always been about developer productivity. We have gone through multiple waves.
Sure.
Whether it's cloud, whether it's mobile, whether it's web, whatever it is, we have always kept developer productivity as a North Star.
Yeah.
And that continues to be the case this time.
Yeah.
We really believe AI, we need to control it in the sense, don't let it run uncontrolled environment.
Right.
Run it in a pilot environment. Make sure it's successful. Make sure it works for you. That's a critical element.
Yeah.
The second element over here is openness. JetBrains IDEs have this AI assistant,
Sure.
which is like any other IDE, a window on the bottom right. You can type your prompt. It integrates with a range of coding agents.
Okay.
You can work with that. Now, there's a range of coding agents that are already available over there.
Very nice.
But what more recently, we have been working on ACP, or agent client protocol,
Okay.
which is with Z companies.
Okay.
And basically what's defining is how a coding agent can work with an IDE. That's
Okay.
a standard protocol we are defining.
Hmm.
And more recently, literally last week, we launched this called as ACP Client Registry. So as part of that, now we have OpenAI, we have Gemini, we have GitHub Copilot, a range of coding agents that you can just get out of the box.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's pretty awesome. And you pick a coding agent if it's ACP compliant. So whatever MCP did for changing that M multiplied by N to M plus N,
Okay.
we're doing that for coding agents and IDEs.
Very cool.
And my favorite workflow is where I open up a terminal window in my IntelliJ or PyCharm, and I bring up Cloud Code right there.
Oh, very nice.
So no matter what the latest version of Cloud Code is, you fire it up over there, and I'm interacting back and forth with Cloud Code,
Okay.
and my changes are showing up in my IDE.
Oh, wow.
I don't have to rely upon a third-party IDE,
Yep.
and that experience is very powerful.
Okay.
So where it goes back to, as I was saying, control is one part of it. Choice
Yeah.
is very important part of it.
Very true.
How do we give developers a choice? And the only way we can do that is by making it an open platform. So we really see JetBrains as an open platform, giving these choices to the customer.
Yeah.
So that end of the day, they are being developed, they are being productive for their entire software development lifecycle. I think that's the key message.
Okay, well, you've already intrigued me because I use IntelliJ IDEA for my development, demo stuff, all that kind of stuff. It's a fabulous IDE. I use other things as well, but IDEA is kind of my primary. And then I usually spin up like a terminal to run Claude, or I have another tool running. But now that I know I can integrate the two and do it all in a single interface, that sounds super enticing. It's definitely going to have to be something I try
Well,
out.
it's a fractured interface otherwise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because why do you need to run it in a terminal outside IntelliJ?
Right.
IntelliJ is integrated development IDE.
Right.
It needs to be integrated into your experience. Spin up a terminal right there, spin up Cloud Code. That's how I've been using it. I'm loving that experience.
Yeah, all tools right there in a single interface. Yeah, that sounds phenomenal.
And then when it's making code changes, you can say, show me the code changes in the IDE.
Oh, yeah.
You no longer have to wait for that, is it going to refresh the file or not?
Right.
So that integration is very powerful.
Yeah, and right now, showing Claude, it pops up with the changes, but it's hard sometimes to understand exactly how that fits into your app. It's like, okay, I know it's this particular class,
very hard,
here's what
actually.
it's doing, but to see it integrated inside the application itself, I
Exactly.
think is even more valuable to kind of tie those things together.
I think you're absolutely right, because then I'm seeing it, where does it fit into my context of the app
Exactly.
is very powerful. And that's the kind of experience. My point is, yes, you can use AI Assistant, but you can also use Cloud Code or Codex right there in the terminal.
Right.
And literally 2 weeks ago, I think we launched a deeper integration with OpenAI Codex.
Oh, wow.
So Codex is now an integrated coding agent. So as I talked about the ACP client registry.
Yeah.
So lots of goodness happening over there. We want to make sure that it stays very much at the center, which is developer productivity.
Yeah.
Because end of the day, we have seen this slopocalypse, right? AI generates a lot of slop, but how do we make sure that it is relevant? It is really improving your developer productivity. Your time to market, time to value is shortening.
Right.
That is the key.
Right. You're putting all of these tools in the hands of the developer so that they can make better decisions about what's slop and what's not. And yeah, giving them that choice as well as that kind of control or fine-tuning ability all within a single interface, I think is kind of a slam dunk win.
And I think you put up a very sensitive point over there that the developer know what is slop or not.
Right.
The agent doesn't.
Right.
So I think that context and that is showing you right in your application is where you're giving the control in the hands of developer that, aha, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense.
Right. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much for sitting down. I'm very excited to try out some of the things we talked about, and I'm so glad we got to sit down and kind of catch up a little bit.
Very well as well. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Yeah. Hope you have a great rest of your JFocus.
Likewise.